How much money do you lose? How many sales do you lose every single day, every single week, every single month, every single quarter, every single year because you are incapable of overcoming the simplest objection in the market, but the biggest objection in the market, which is a think about it. Today, I'm going to show you how to do it. Today, I'm going to give you the entire framework that I have coached over 3,000 individual salespeople on how to beat the biggest objection, which is a think about it objection. So let's get started. When it comes to your objections, we break it down into a funnel. The whole idea of the funnel is we want to get down here. Down here is where the money is made. Up top, this is called your smokes. This is where all of you guys are stuck. You bounce around in this period and you do not move forward. The smoke screens are things like, think about it, let me sleep on it, let me get this in an email, let me do A, B, C, D, and E. The first thing we need to do is we need to pierce the smoke screen and get it into a position where you're going to get it to a partner, to money, to logistics, or to fear. If you know how to do this, guys, and you can break down the 5-step framework that I'm going to give you, or fucking zilch, nada, fuck all here, you'll make a shit ton of money. The first thing you need to do is understand that a think about it objection isn't actually a true objection. It is a knee-jerk reaction to asking somebody to do something they are not willing or wanting to do. It is a fear reaction. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do when your prospect says, let me just take a moment to think about this and I'll get back to you next week, what you're instantly going to say is, yes, no problem, I can definitely respect that. Before you go and think about this, do you feel what I've given you today? Do you feel what I've shown you today? Do you feel what I've, explained today can get you to said outcome? The reason why we want to bring that back to the conversation is because we want our prospect to go from red back to green way of thinking. Now, when I bring that prospect back into thinking about the outcome, they're taking it away from the fear and taking it away from the knee-jerk reaction. Your prospect is going to say either two things, yes, or they're going to say potentially, or some assholes are going to say no. That's what it's going to be. So these ones are positive. This one you have to do a little bit more digging, which is important. I'm going to show you how to do that. But the first one is we want to get yes. Now the second thing we want to do when our prospect says yes is we've got to double bind. And how that goes is this. We say, okay, I can definitely appreciate that. Can you tell me why what I have explained to you works? It can get you. It will get you. It is absolutely guaranteed to get you the outcome. Now that's called a double bind, and your prospect is going to explain why it works. Now, what I've done, if you understand objections, is most of you guys try and get up here, but the objections are down here. You try and go from a flat no to a flat yes, it just doesn't work because there's too much of a gap in between. So what you have to do is you have to chop it down all the time and get lots of mini yeses to then allow your prospect to have the courage and conviction to give you the big yes, which is yes, I'm moving forward. So your prospect will explain why what you do will work. Then you're going to ask the third question in the framework, which is this. Okay, now before you do go away and think about this or sleep on this or mull this over, as they will tell you, what do you feel is coming off you that makes you want to do that? Just to make sure I've given you enough information so you can make that decision. Now, typically your prospect's going to say something like this. I just need to go away and speak to my partner because this is just a lot of an investment all at once. Now what I've done is I have funneled it out of the think about it. This is where a lot of you are getting stuck. But I've moved it down the next lot, which is into a partner, or they will say to you something like this. Well, look, this is just a lot to invest all at once. We need definitely a couple of days, even not a couple of weeks, just to figure this out. Now what I've done is I've moved this into money. Or they'll say to you things like this. Logistically, I don't really know how we're going to make this work because we have X, Y, and Z coming up and we need to prioritize that 1, 2, and 3. Now I can move it into logistics. Or the fear, which is the biggest objection, they'll say something like this. Well, look, it's just a lot to invest all at once. We've never actually fully invested in anything like this before, so we just need a moment or two just to kind of really break it down. What I have done, which most of you fucking jackasses can't do, is I have broken it down from the smoke screen and moved it into one of the 4. Now the partner objection isn't a true objection anyway. The only true objections are money, logistics, or fear. That is how you overcome a think about it objection. That is how you pierce the smoke screens. That is how you start to win the game of online sales. That's how you take care of your family. That's how I've made millions of dollars. That's how I coached over 3,000 people to do the motherfucking same thing. If you want to learn more about it, guys, what I'd love for you to do is join a free school community or a free Facebook community. I break down this all day, every day with a fine-tooth comb so you guys can go out there and make the money for your family. See you later. Goodbye.